But how did you create, or what sparked the wanting to create the Calling Foundation? Like, what was your why?
Such a good question. I know, I can't believe I didn't say this in the speech earlier. If we had more time, but this is special. You guys get to hear this because I was in high school and I was in a class called Senior Project, and you could do anything that you wanted to before you graduated, and you got English credit for it. And I just started dreaming and trying to really figure out what God wanted me to do. And at the time, I was set up as quite the leader of the school. I was student body president, varsity cheerleading captain, vice president of the National Honor Society, varsity track. I mean, like, it was, the Lord had me just doing all these variety of things in pretty big leadership roles, and I felt a lot of pressure to do something magnificent for this senior project. I saw all of my friends. One was writing a cookbook, another one was going to build a snowboard by hand, and things, they were dreams that were unique to their hearts, and I was like, God, what do you want me to do? And I went to a public high school, but I knew that He was the reason for me living and breathing. And you guys, when I asked God that, it was like crickets. I heard nothing. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, have you just left me behind? And now, like, all these friends, they have great projects, but I don't. And this ending semester is supposed to be the last hurrah. So honestly, I felt forgotten, and I was a little bit downcast, like, in my soul, which I think we can all resonate with seasons where you feel a little lost. You're like, is God really hearing my prayers? Is this really where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be activating? And right when I least expected it, I was walking through our high school. I went to Bear Creek High School, the 5A school, and I think you guys might agree or disagree. I think it's like a human zoo going through a passing period in high school.
100%. 100%.
And so, you got, just the lockers slamming, but that monkeys, and you can have all these scenarios. So I was going through that, trying to race to my next class, not to be tardy. And right in the middle of that, Holy Spirit just stopped me, and He froze me. And I remember exactly where it was in front of the acting department. And God was like, Cassandra, so many of my children are afraid to go after the dreams that I'm calling them to. Tell them not to be afraid. And literally, like, my body froze, and I saw this vision. And He was like, He showed me the beauty of what would happen with people coming together, especially high schoolers, middle schoolers, and young adults, but people of all ages. And it would be this glory of, like, when people are fully allowed to dream and dream God's dreams, there's like a vibrancy. It's like these colors we can never see, these sounds that we've never heard. But the glory of heaven is seen here on earth like never before. And when that happened, I was like, whoa. And so He just started sharing with my heart of, I had to ask from that vision, like, God, what does this look like? Is it one-on-one with people that you want me to share for people not to be afraid? Is it together? And, it was all of those, but mostly starting out with allowing people to come together as one with these global conferences and being sparked by great entertainment, Grammy Award-winning entertainment, and allowing people to have connections right there on site for people to activate their dreams and calling. And so that was in 2007, and from that moment out, you guys, I just had felt that that's what I've been born to do. And we have gone through a crazy amount of ups and downs, the calling and I, but I love it with all of my heart. Yeah.
All right, so this is the question I have, so kind of going off of that. What are your hopes and dreams for the calling in the years to come?
That's a great question. Who was with me when we were talking about Haiti? Is anyone in here when we were talking about? Yes. So it's been pretty special. So with the Red Rocks event, people were saying, where is it going to be, like our next big conference? And God would show different things, but nothing like was sticking. And then my friend from college had just gotten back from Haiti on a missions trip. And I was asking her, I was like, how was it? How was the trip? And she was like, yeah, it was great, but you know, the people, they're so lost. Like, they don't have a hope. And all of a sudden, I was like, they need a calling conference. Like, they need to spark their purpose. Because when people know that they have a unique purpose to live out, they become on fire and they're able to live out what God has called them to. And so that was 2009. And then the 2010 earthquake happened. Are you guys familiar with that earthquake? I know that was a long time ago. But there was an earthquake, and it killed over 300,000 people at one setting. Can you guys fathom that? 300,000 people. And that nation has been dedicated to Satan. So they have gone through the most horrific natural disasters as well as political unrest. But God had said that he wanted to have a conference there. And so for the future, that's where our next global conference will be, with hundreds of thousands of people to rededicate the nation back to Jesus. And we're just gathering leaders from around the country and the world to do that. So that's a big dream, but just continuing to, spread this hashtag and just challenging hearts young and old to go after their dreams and calling.
That's so good. I love that so much.